What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, man. Now, you know, if you really been into my channel, bro, you know I took a very long break, and that break was necessary, I was going through a hard time in my life. Now, I was going through a hard time in my life where, I just had to sit down and get myself together, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still working on myself, still getting myself together, but out of all that, bro, the best thing I learned to do was take accountability, Um, Only I was able to do that, because that's when my new beginning truly started. When I was able to start taking accountability for where I was in life, No matter how hard it was or how difficult, and it's going to hurt, but the best thing you could do as a young man, and I can only speak for myself, but I know y'all boys can relate, but taking accountability, bro, just understanding that where I'm at in life is because of my fault, And the best way you could like really move forward in life is like taking a break from social media, you know what I'm saying? Spending more time with God, reading your word, and just praying, staying in contact with him because some things, bro, you just can't do on your own. And as you get older, I understand that, No matter how no matter how hard I may want to work, there's only so far I can go. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I may have to add somebody to the team. Eventually, I may have to seek mentorship or counseling, something. But the best thing you could do is just acknowledge your flaws, take accountability, and be able to move forward, And something I'm learning as well in this journey is just, forgiving people, I had a lot of bitterness and anger in my heart, and and it's hard to prosper like that. It's hard to have a peaceful life when you're still angry at people, you still holding grudges. It's really hard to go to the next level anywhere in life, Um, and bro, it was to the point like I was carrying anger, holding on to my past, and I didn't even know it, And I really had to. Some people, I didn't fall out with certain family members because they might have pointed out something that was true, but because of who it came from, I didn't want to accept it. And now it's just like I'm not gonna wait till something bad happen for me to see who was really the problem, But the best thing I could have did was take accountability for my actions, forgive that person, and be able to continue doing what I do, Um, yeah, and I took a break from all this because I needed to find myself again, Somebody like me who is confident, who hardworking, funny, Um, I needed to stop caring about what people think, But it's possible to face something, right? It's possible to know the answer to something and still struggle with the question. You get what I'm saying? And that's somebody like me. I may know the answer to something, or I may understand the question and how to get over it, but I may still struggle with it. And what I mean by struggling, I mean like applying it, doing it, putting forth the effort, taking the first step and then the second step, Um, I'm just, in this season of my life, I'm just learning how to live for the road, live for God, be able to help my family, and just step into the person that God created me to be. It's going to come with, you know, hate. It's going to come with, negativity, individuals, because, when you're doing better for yourself, that light can shine so bright that, it could show somebody what they should have been doing, but they still choosing to stay in, whether it's bitterness, anger, resentment, you know what I'm saying? Um, and yeah, I turned 22 July 16th, and my birthday was special, I may not did nothing crazy or anything, fun-wise, but the fact that I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm still breathing, it's just a blessing because a lot of people didn't get to see 22. And that's another thing I learned, taking a break from social media. You start becoming grateful for the little things. When you're consuming social media all day, you got to understand, people are editing. People are like, they're taking their time with what they upload, People are being specific about what they're showing you. So you cannot compare your unfiltered reality to someone who's editing and making sure you see only this part of their life, you know? Don't compare yourself, you know? Never compare yourself. Believe in God, believe in yourself, and take that step forward. And that's what I'm doing in this season of my life. You know, I pray that I continue to gain the strength to upload for y'all boys, continue to, drop some knowledge, some value, whatever it is I can help with y'all. I just pray that God continue to give me the strength to upload for y'all. I don't never want to come on here and fake my lifestyle. I don't never want to come on here and fake it and be a whole different person, I'm me, I'm Narelle. So it's just like, I'm going to be me, you know what I'm saying? Me following God, this is truly who I am. I truly love God. I like going to church, I like praying. Reading the Bible is very mandatory for me, because without it, I would be crazy. I would be a serial killer. I would be just all around this place, And the Bible is the only thing that keep me intact. So it's just like when I talk about my life, yes, I'm going to bring up Jesus Christ. Yes, I'm going to bring up God because this is who changed my life. This is who got me off of the weed. This is who changed my mindset. This is who I'm running to behind closed doors. So it's just like, who am I to try to give you a different or to request you to do something different in life or give you some type of different game. You get what I'm saying? But I know Jesus and God and who I believe in was the one that helped me, I believe anybody that's going through something, watching this, that is only temporary, Some things are a test, some things are a lesson. But the best way to get out of something is to learn from it. That's the only way, whether you're not having a job, whether it's you mismanaging money, whether not living up to the expectations that you have for yourself. Learn, trust God, and just apply, Take that step forward and just learn as much as you can. And that's what season I'm in my life or even before this, I always wanted to learn. How can I better this? How can I do this? But, learn, but apply, Make sure you learn, but make sure you apply 10 times as much, because how are you going to see the results when you're just taking in everything and you're not demonstrating it or you're not applying it, Remember, take accountability, forgive others, just let go of the past. I was holding on to things that were done to me years ago. But if I would have continued holding on to those things, I would never be able to become the person that God created me to be because I'm so focused on what others did to me, When I could change my perspective and see, how can God use this to help somebody else that may need to hear my story in life or that may need to hear something that happened to me to change their perspective on what's happening to them. I done been slandered. I done been gossiped about by family members. I done been betrayed, used, manipulated. Not saying that these things are normal and okay, but when you place these things in God's hands, he will use these things and bring glory to your life, you recognize who's really helping you, which is God and the only one true Savior, he will do so much more in your life. But before he bless you with physical things, he's going to get all of this mess that's inside of you, the unclean heart, the bitterness, the anger. He's going to clean you up from the inside first before he bless you on the outside. And that's what I'm learning. Things take time. And yeah, I just hope I continue to upload for y'all boys. I appreciate y'all for the ones, especially Joel. If you watching this, bro, I appreciate you, bro. He kept me uplifted, sending me paragraphs, bro. Used to always support my TikTok, you get what I'm saying? Even my brother, my family, they keep me going. They my number one supporters. And I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.